welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back to the game preview for the upcoming Premier League fixture between Everton and Crystal Palace at Goodison Park. Obviously the first game back after the international break, after 2 consecutive victories in the Premier League. Everton are back in action at Goodison Park. Now I do just want to say before we go any further into this video, I am currently recording this video before Marco Silva's pre-game press conference, something I don't really like to do, but because I'm away for the conference and in fact the game, I've had to record this video a few days early. That basically means that I'm unsure of any injury news, of any news regarding Yerry Mina, Andre Gomez, Seamus Coleman. The only thing we of course know is that Andre Gomez, Yerry Mina, James McCarthy, Benny Beningame all played in a 60 minutes behind closed doors friendly at Finch Farm this past week during the international break. They all completed the full 60 minutes. The report said that they are doing well with their fitness and obviously they are training every day as well, which is a massive positive. So having said that, they obviously have completed the 60 minutes, but we're unsure of what Marco Silva wants to do. I have put my predicted start on 11 up there. Now I have left both Yerry Mina and Andre Gomez out. Now I do expect, if they are fit, that they will be on the bench and that they will have some form of involvement in the game, whether that's coming off the bench, sort of in the second half, whether that's needed in the first half. I don't know, but for me, I don't think that they'll start the game, either of them. I just think that we're not in a position where we really need to rush Yerry Mina in, and Andre Gomez is probably going to be the least fit out of the lot because obviously he's not played much football for Barcelona anyway, and the fact that he was injured when we signed him, so he's going to take a few weeks to sort of grow into his football even when he is fully fit. So we'll start off with the team that I predicted up there. Obviously I've gone with pretty much the same starting 11 that I went with for the Leicester game, that I went with for the Fulham game, I believe, definitely for the Leicester game, with the exception of Seamus Coleman coming in at right back. That means one change, obviously John Joe Kenny coming out, Seamus Coleman coming in. For me, I don't think John Joe Kenny's done awfully in Seamus Coleman's absence. Obviously Seamus didn't start the season very well anyway, and like I said, I don't think John Joe Kenny's been particularly poor. I just think the goal that we conceded against Leicester obviously was a fault of John Joe Kenny's, and you know, I think there's been a couple of times where he's been caught out with long balls, and I just don't think he's really ready yet to sort of take that role of the #1 right back. And don't get me wrong, it is going to take more games for him to get ready, and he is going to need to play a lot more before he is sort of at the level that Seamus Coleman's at. But I just think at the minute, while we're on a winning streak and while we're trying to field our best team, if Seamus is 100% fit, and this is a massive if Seamus isn't 100% fit, I wouldn't be putting him in because of his injury record that we know he's had before. He is prone to picking up an additional injury or a knock on his current injury. So if Seamus isn't 100% fit, I'd have John Joe Kenny in, but on the basis that obviously he's had a couple of weeks out now, he's had a full week of training, I dare say he's played in that friendly as well, and he's obviously flew out to Ireland to support his Irish teammates in this international break. If he is 100% fit, I will be putting Seamus Coleman in to replace John Joe Kenny, sorry. So then we've got Michael Keane and Kurt Zuma at centre-backs. Like I said, I would not be rushing Yerry Mina in because there's not a need, basically. I think Keane and Kurt Zuma are doing well at centre-back, and there's no need to rush Mina in. I know that we need him to play and that he is going to be one of our centre-halves in the future and that we have signed him for a big transfer fee, but you've got to make sure that you feed him in nice and easily and don't throw him in the deep end, because you know, at the start of the season when we're being beaten by West Ham and you know we'd struggle to get anything out the Huddersfield game, you may be thinking, okay, Yerry Mina really does need to come in and it needs to be an instant impact, and as soon as he's fit he needs to be in the squad. But now we've had a couple of defensive performances that have been good. You know, Keane and Zuma have been really strong at that back and tight, and they haven't conceded many goals. I don't think it's worth throwing Yerry Mina in for him to pick up another injury or look really sort of unconfident and the pressure pile up on him because he's got that expectation. I think it's worth keeping him out the team and maybe introducing him as a substitution for the next few games and then sort of wearing him in to start fully. Again, like I said in my video about Marco Silva's predicted start 11, who comes out for Yerry Mina eventually, I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be Keane or Zuma, but I don't think that decision should be made at the weekend against Crystal Palace. Obviously, I've gone for Lucas Dean at left back as usual. A midfield of Idrissa Gana Gueye and Tom Davies. Obviously, I mentioned there that even if Andre Gomez or even James McCarthy are fit, I wouldn't be putting them in straight away because of the injuries and the fact that they're probably not up to match fitness yet. They might be fit, but they're not up to match fitness. I would stay with Idrissa Gana Gueye and Tom Davies, who I think have both done well this season. Tom Davies was absolutely fantastic for the England under-23s in the international break, as was Ademola Lookman. Keane Dow as well, so there's no reason why we should take Tom Davies out. I think he's performing well for Everton this season, and I think he's getting a lot of unnecessary stick. Don't get me wrong, he hasn't been fantastic, and there's been a couple of times where I've thought, what are you doing? But he's performing well, and it's not a necessity to bring him out to put in a player that's never played in this league and that mightn't be 100% fit. So I've gone with the same 4 attackers as usual. Unfortunately, this does mean that, in my opinion, Cenk Tosun has to sit out of this game again, but I just think the impact that Bernard had against Leicester and the fact that Richarlison done his job up front in scoring a goal and performing well with Bernard, I just think it's too hard to take them out. I think it would be the wrong decision. So I've gone with Bernard on the left, Theo Walcott on the right, Gylfi Sigurdsson, the scorer of amazing goals through the middle, and Richarlison up front. Like I said, does mean Cenk Tosun's going to have to sit out. Marco Silva mightn't go with this attack. Marco Silva might bring Cenk Tosun back in, push Richarlison back over to the left and give Bernard a break. But I just think that as an attacking 4, the impact that Bernard had against Leicester and the fact that obviously Richarlison done his job and he scored the goal, I just think, why change that? If Bernard's fit and he's capable and he can play consistently and he is fit enough to play the full 90 minutes against Crystal Palace tomorrow, why take him out just to sort of accommodate for Cenk Tosun, who isn't really performing this season? You never know. Cenk Tosun being out the team for a couple of games might give him the kick up the bum that he needs, and he might end up coming back and cracking on. But for me, it would be the same 4 because they perform well against Leicester, and you know, they're scoring goals and they're performing really well together. They're interlinking, you know, Bernard, Richarlison playing really well together. Frees up the space for Gylfi Sigurdsson to be able to hit the ball like he did against Leicester. Walcott's getting in the right positions as well, so I would keep that starting front 4 for me. So word on Crystal Palace, they're currently 14th in the Premier League. They are doing okay. They're in and around that sort of mid to bottom table at the minute. Again, they've got some players that can hurt us if we let them have the ball. Basically, the likes of Wilfried Zaha. We know that even though he hasn't been very good in recent years, Benteke can score goals. They've obviously got the likes of Sakho at centre-back, who, again, used to play for Liverpool, so I dare say he'd probably have a good game against us. But they've definitely got players like Wilfried Zaha's the massive one, isn't he? Let's be honest, he is the outstanding key player. He's a player that's linked to the top 6 every single transfer window, a player that obviously used to play for Man United, and a very good footballer. And if you give him the space and if you allow balls to come over the top and split your defence, he is going to hurt us and he is going to be able to get in behind, and he has got the skill and he has got the ability to put goals in the back, to put balls in the back of the net, sorry, and that's why we need to stop that, and we need to really make sure, again, we have a tight defence and the defenders are tight. You need to make sure Lucas Dean is on Wilfried Zaha for 90 minutes, if not more. And you know, whereas Lucas Dean is probably a little bit more suited to playing the attacking left back role like Leighton Baines was back in his day, I think it's important that Marco Silva lets Lucas Dean know that he really does have to, you know, keep a keen eye on his defensive duties for this game, because Wilfried Zaha can hurt us. Like I said, they are 14th in the Premier League, which means they have obviously leaked goals this season. We know that we can score goals against them at the minute, with Bernard and Richarlison playing very well together. Gylfi Sigurdsson, who's playing very well as well, scored 3 goals in his last 3 Premier League games. We can definitely score goals against this team, and it's not going to be the hardest thing in the world to put the ball in the Crystal Palace net at Goodison Park tomorrow. But I just think, as long as we can make sure that we keep a tight back line and that we don't allow balls to come over the top and we don't allow ourselves to be penetrated in that way, and we take our chances and we really do put the ball in the back of the net when we get the chances, and that's why I think it's vital that Bernard plays, Theo Walcott plays, Richarlison plays. If that's the case, we can definitely get the victory. Massive game for Marco Silva. Obviously, if he wins this, it'll be 3 wins on the bounce. A very hard victory against Leicester away from home, obviously, and 2 wins that we're ideally looking at and okay, probably should be winning. Fulham and Crystal Palace at home, but nevertheless, it's the Premier League and anything can happen. So I think as long as we go out and we keep the ball in the midfield and we dominate the game, and we make sure that when the ball is given to Bernard and when the ball is given to Richarlison up there, they can take their chances and they can really dominate and they can hit Crystal Palace. I think we should be okay in this game. So yeah, overall I think it should be in the keyword, touch wood, a win for Marco Silva's Blues, another win on the board. I don't think we would stand for anything other than a win, to be honest. It would be very, very disappointing if we didn't get 3 points out of this game, because like I said, they aren't in the best of form and they aren't a particularly fantastic football team, but they have got players that can hurt us at the end of the day. But we need to be able to defend against that, and we need to be able to prove that when you're coming up against teams with 1 or 2 key players that are really good, and when you're coming up against even the bigger teams that have got a squad of players that are really good, you can keep a defensive back line and you can make sure that you don't let anything get through you, and that when you get your chances, your players can take them, and that's what we need to prove. So it's a massive game for Marco Silva again, a game that we can definitely win, and a game that I fully expect to check my phone while I'm in Mallorca, sitting on a beach, and see Everton 4, Crystal Palace 1, and just take a sip of me pint and think absolutely wonderful. So that is it for this video. Like I said, I will be away once the game is on. I don't think there's going to be a video on Monday. However, I am home on Wednesday afternoon, so I will make the review, sorry, to this game on Wednesday afternoon. Bearing in mind, I will not have been to the game. Obviously, I will catch up on Match of the Day, but I just want to let you guys know, obviously, on Match of the Day, they don't show everything. If there's been a certain challenge that is debatable, or something that's happened in the game that you don't think they will show on the television, it would be greatly appreciated if you guys could tweet it at me, or try and get a clip of it and show me, or even a picture or something, just so I've got something to base myself off. Because like I said, I will be watching it on Match of the Day, and you will only get brief highlights. As you know, on Match of the Day, you're not going to get the full picture. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. Let me know your predicted lineups in the comments section down below. Do you think Mina and Gomez should come straight in? Do you think that John Joe Kenny should be taken out the team if Seamus Coleman's 100% fit? Or would you like to see Kenny play a little bit more, get a little bit more game time, and, you know, improve himself? Because he isn't doing particularly bad in my opinion, but he's just not quite ready. So thank you guys very much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do leave a like, subscribe for more videos on the Mighty Blues. I hope you guys are enjoying the FIFA series so far. I've got another few episodes going up within the next coming weeks, and that I'm really enjoying making that at the minute. Hopefully I'll be reviewing this game, and like I said, sipping me pint to an Everton victory on Saturday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. Fingers crossed, hopefully Bernard can put in another fantastic performance and Gylfi Sigurdsson can score another wonder goal. But we'll have to see. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon on the Mighty Blues.